And so now we're live, guys. So, just so y'all know, well, not live, we're recording because, as we discussed, we can't really do live because some of us are uncivilized bastards that can't be trusted to speak properly in today's over sensitive society.
Agreed.
But, Travis, you want to scooch in a bit, bro?
He said he doesn't want to be on camera.
Got a fresh cut and you hiding. Or
Hmm.
is it because he's eating that he doesn't want to be on camera? He doesn't want everybody to see him. Like,
He just said that he didn't want to be on camera. He told me when I pointed it towards him, he goes, "Get me off camera. I don't want to be up." He just said that
so
he didn't want to be on camera.
No, it's the second time they cut my hair too short on top.
actually, I thought you looked rather dapper, brother.
I think he looks good.
Like,
I mean, this little curl right here could go, but
honestly, you've had worse haircuts in high school. But, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fanspiracy One. I'm Mystic Jinn. That's T Noble over there. I figured the best way to start the show is to let them know where we started with our fandoms. Go back to our youth. Like, come to think of it, we known each other since about middle school. Like, we actually became real friends in high school because then we actually had to interact with each other all the time rather than just when I went to see Jeff.
Right.
And that's actually when I learned something at a very true age. In a place where white people aren't the predominant people, all of them know each other. Like, y'all all knew each other somehow. Like, oh yeah, this is my buddy so and so from down the way. And
I
then,
really didn't have very many white friends.
but Uncle Ron knew them all.
Well, yes, he did.
And then there was like me when they like all the teachers like, you related to Quincy Jones, or you know so and so. Like, just because we're black don't mean we all know each other. Like, but it seemed reversed back then. Either which way, it was not a good time to be a nerd in the late '90s, early 2000s. I think we can both agree. But that's where we were. We were born in the '80s. We grew up in the '90s, and like I think that also informed. Like I think that gets us to a point of that's what developed our taste for stuff. Like, because now I'm starting to see that a lot of things when people are differing about, oh, I don't like that, or this, or they like it for different reasons. It's generally generational. Like we always say, the '90s was a different time. You had to be there.
hmm
Right.
Like, and honestly, I wish we got some of '90s style anime grit with the love and development that they get nowadays. Like, and I don't mean remake because, like, I saw the Trigun thing. I haven't watched much of it, but it made me want to cry. Like, I felt like the Godfather, like, my boy. They massacred my boy. Oh, damn.
I don't know. I thought the Trigun thing was all right. I mean, I saw the original Trigun. I was, you know,
I didn't like the. I felt the animation was too vibrant. Like, it was supposed to
yeah,
be
maybe.
kind of like for like it's like that Trigun to me was always like the Mad Max of anime.
Yeah.
So when you make it kind of vibrant and colorful, like excessively so, like don't get me wrong, there was probably moments in the show that it could have been used, but to me they went and took the equivalence is Vash was a vampire, like a Dracula vampire, and then they put him in Twilight. Like that's the aesthetic feel for me. But like I love the '90s anime, like Kenshin, Dragon Ball Z. Like I, mind
Gundam
you, I
Wing.
also think Dragon Ball Z is the most overrated anime of all time. But it's one that gets people into introduced to the fandom at least. Actually, I need to move all this away from me real quick because I'm gonna instinctively try to grab it and light it. I'm gonna throw my lighter over there. Remind me after when we're done with this that I threw my lighter down that way. Uh, but yeah, so do you actually remember the actual first anime you ever watched?
The first anime that I can remember that I knew was an anime, probably one of the earliest would be the, what was it, Princess Mononoke or something like that.
No doubt, no doubt.
I saw it, and like, I got just caught it on TV, and it had already been going on. But I like cartoons. I was young, and it was definitely different. Um, Something I definitely watch again.
I do believe all of Studio Ghibli is actually up on HBO. For your checking. Like, actually, we'll probably like what we'll start doing is we'll start going through like one of them films and like just give our thoughts on those one day down the road. Uh, for me, I it was honestly probably Dragon Ball, like Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball or Sailor Moon. Like
Does
they
GI
all
Joe count as an anime, or was that a cartoon?
the what
GI Joe, you remember the cartoon back in the day, or even
that
Thundercats?
I do believe those fell under those were American made. Like ironic considering I think it, I don't know where Hasbro like. See, I'm loving this episode because like now I'm admitting a bunch of stuff I don't know. So you know what's going to happen between now and next episode. I'm gonna know. So that's a plot. It's like we're gonna correct ignorance in certain situations. Hold up, let me cover that up. It's calling my name. I feel like Thurgood and Half Baked. Smoke me, smoke me, and I'm like, no, I'm working. Uh,
It's like,
but
but just one hit, you want it.
it is. I had to throw a napkin over my ashtray, and I was like, no. I, out of sight, out of mind. It really does work that way. I hope my fan doesn't blow that fucking napkin away. Uh, but also, like, I I feel over the time, like entertainment as a whole, like, and I'm gonna really hone in on anime and video games because this is some of the areas where I've seen it a lot and it's really affected me a lot. Is I don't want to say evolution because sometimes I feel it's not evolution, but progression. The way things have gone for various industries. Like in anime's case, for the most part, I feel it's been evolution, though I do feel we get a lot of saturated shit. But we used to be called very unkind names that I cannot repeat due to political correctness and all back in 2001 through 2006 when we were in high school a bit longer than that, but that was when we were supposed to be there. Uh, Anime wasn't cool, and now all of a sudden, over the last like decade or so, it's gotten extremely cool. Why do you think that is, my man?
Well, I would probably say part of it is that as the younger generations have come in and gotten older, they've been they've been exposed to it, and it just seems like over the last 10, 15, maybe 20 years, it's just people have become more open to it. But also, I do remember that there's been a big controversy surrounding Japanese anime and such because basically just, because they want to censor or they think it's too much, which
Cultural
some of them
differences
can
and
be, but
sometimes.
that's also, where freedom of expression comes into play.
And personal discretion, really, at that, too. Like, something that you and I talked about a while back is sometimes, like, there's stuff that you like that I don't like. Like, it just doesn't vibe for me. And I don't think that stuff sucks. It's just, I understand that that's not for me. Like, and I feel everybody should do that with any form of entertainment, pretty much. Like, mind you, if something legitimately sucks, by all means, call it out. But there's too often that it's just someone's complaining about it, and all that you can tell from their complaints is they don't like a genre rather than they didn't like this. They didn't like this because it was this.
Mhm.
Like, for instance, people that sit here and always bash horror movies don't have a single one they like, but they keep watching horror movies. Oh man, that sucked. Why the hell are you watching it? It didn't suck. You just don't like horror movies. You don't like being scared.
Well, I do gotta say that when it comes to horror movies, there's
Okay,
really not a lot that's, you know,
I said horror movies. That was a bad example because you know that I haven't I've condemned most horror movies since the year 2000. Like, you've heard me, especially my background in the haunted house. I'm very particular about my horror. In the
Mhm.
last
like
20 years, it sucked for the
They
most
do.
like
part.
if I can use an example, recent movie that came out. Um, Crap, the name just left me.
Which one?
Man, I just totally blanked.
The Pope's Exorcist?
No, um, we went to the movie theater.
Evil Dead Rise.
Evil Dead
Oh,
Rise.
that movie. It's horrible.
It's
Oh,
it. I mean, if you don't think about the source material, it was a good movie. Confusing for the sheer fact I thought it was a sequel and it wasn't, but it really wasn't scary.
No,
well,
it
see,
wasn't, and it takes a lot to scare me.
Like not even a
Jump
jump
scares. I
scare.
know it was horrible.
If I can cross reference Dead Space, love the franchise. That game was, they got the horror element,
What?
but it's like a
okay.
lot of these movies or even some of the games, they just really like a lot of people, I guess, really don't know what horror is,
Well,
or they're too
it's
uh like what's the word? It doesn't phase them anymore.
people are too desensitized. Is the word
Well,
Yeah,
I'm looking for.
well,
desensitized.
I mean, in regards to that, we kind of do live in a desensitized world now
Oh,
because
definitely.
people get offended so easily over little things. Like they they don't see, like, they were trying to say that a bunch of, like, what was that one show, the Jeffrey Dahmer movie. They were trying to sit here and say that, that it was sick and it was twisted. Okay, yeah, you didn't have to make a movie about it. They had the confessions tapes of Jeffrey Dahmer, which to me was a lot scarier than the actual movie because there were actual tapes of him talking about the murders and how he enjoyed it. I was That's like they were trying to consider that as a horror. I was like, Jeffrey
I,
Dahmer is a horror. He's
I
a
would.
serial killer.
I don't necessarily I don't think true crime should be considered as horror. Like, if you make a movie based off of a true crime and You dress it up, then yeah, but at
Well,
that point, to me,
okay,
it's always true crime. At that.
okay, but in regards to that, take Amityville Horror for example. Okay, that was a true crime. That was a crime that actually happened, but at the same time, it was a horror movie as well.
Yeah, but no, no, no. Like they did, like at that point, they did went for the paranormal aspect of it. They threw the dramatic flair on that, as
Yeah.
opposed to uh, these. They're trying to pass off what they're really trying to do is tell a serial killer story.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is the first and foremost thing that they are trying to do. So to
Right.
me, that makes it more of a biopic. And speaking on the topic of them doing stuff, did you notice they put the Melendez brothers miniseries up there?
Whose brothers? I'm sorry.
The Melendez brothers.
Yes, I was watching it yesterday.
Do you know they're dropping a movie like next week about them
Are
on
you
Netflix?
serious?
A Netflix film.
Don't they? But they don't. They already have like the. Isn't it the Netflix documentaries or whatever?
I, I'm still scratching my head to figure out why they A need another one to begin with. B need one so soon after just dropping this one this last week.
That that's just like Gypsy Rose. She's becoming famous for the murders. That's ridiculous. Nobody should become famous for unaliving their parents.
Well, I just don't think people should be made famous for being doing stupid stuff to begin with.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's true,
But
but you definitely don't need to get. You definitely don't need to gain fame because you unalived your
Face is
parents.
wet.
I know because I squirted on the
yeah, like
Over there.
it's a bit much going on to them. Like I feel like especially at this point in time, there's been so much done on the Melendez brothers. It's like, did we really need a mini series and a movie within 2 weeks of each other?
That's. I mean, I haven't even got through the
Beating
first
the
two
dead
episodes.
horse.
I haven't even got through the first two episodes of the docu series.
Oh, if I had decided to, I would have devoured that
I
like
gotta
in
show my face.
the
You can show
city.
your face.
I thought about it, but I was like, like I was into true crime before we started. We had all these documentaries and stuff when we had to do stuff like read books
Mm-hmm. Go to
and
the
newspaper.
library.
Like, so a lot of the like, I feel as a genre, like I feel that the fact that true crime has become a genre on it, it's kind of a double-edged sword. On one hand, I think it's really cool because we do get to learn about the like, especially the ones that go into details about the crime, that the events that led into it, and when it comes to the perpetrators, their state of
Mm-hmm.
mind and warning signs that we can learn from.
Yep.
Like, there's too often too many people that like. Here's the thing that I don't like about true crime, and it's not even actually about true crime. It's about true crime fans. As much as they like true crime, about 80% of these people are so stupid they don't learn nothing from it.
Did you hear about? Speaking of true crime, did you hear about that 14-year-old girl who unalived her mom, and now they're sitting here saying that she did it because she looked up to Gypsy Rose, and Gypsy Rose was her idol, and that's why she unalived her mom at 14 years old. It's all
See,
over the news. It's ridiculous. Yeah,
no, no,
I heard that, and I
I
was like, "You've got to be kidding me!" Like, this woman should not, by any means, be an idol to anybody. And yet they are trying to sit here and say that the reason she did it. Now, it hasn't been confirmed if that's the actual case. Like, she hasn't came out and said that she did it because Gypsy Rose is her idol, and she was, looking up and doing what her idol was doing.
Well, like at that point, you don't. She doesn't need to have said it. Like if she's has the social media post going back idolizing her, then just
Well,
like
see, there's no proof of that either right now. Like it's very very fresh. I mean, this has just came into light. I think the past 2 weeks.
so. Then why is anybody saying that she idolized Gypsy Rose?
Because of the simple fact she unalived her mom. If I'm understanding correctly, then from what I'm understanding, she um, unalived her mom pretty close to the same way that Gypsy's mom was unalived.
I
Like she was like multiple times.
Real quick, is unalive really the new term here? Like, we can't just.
All I know is on TikTok you can't say the K word. You have to be like unalived. Because if you say the K word on TikTok, they'll put like a
like
like a
on
ban.
streaming services, we should be good. Like especially since I'm gonna throw the warning disclaimer on the shit because I'm an uncivilized bastard that can't control myself at times.
I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't.
Complete your sentence.
That too. I can't promise that I can keep saying the word unalive because I'm so used to saying, killing. But
Oh, like I said, like I quite literally don't care. Like
God forbid you say that on TikTok though. They're gonna be like, ban.
no. But see, no. That's also why I was like, you probably shouldn't live stream it. Like I am not like. The reason I stopped live streaming on TikTok is I don't like having to change my natural speech patterns.
But see, here's the thing on my TikTok, I have it set for 18 plus. So even if they do like the most they can do to me is like I think it's like a 10-minute, not like a ban, but like
A timeout.
basically like so how you like when you're going through the for you page. If I'm like in timeout for 10 minutes, my live feed will not show up on the for you page.
Can only be found by
10 minutes.
search or
Exactly.
link.
So I'm not worried about it. I mean, I've got probably about 1,500 followers right now. The people that follow me, they don't give a shit how you talk.
By next week, I should hit 2K on Twitter.
See, so you've got 2K, I've got 15 on TikTok. We got this. And then I don't have that many people on Facebook. I don't know that many people.
I have like 3 different pages on Facebook. I have, well, technically, we have a YouTube for this. Actually, we have several because I do have it. I have the wrestling segment inside. That way, when I do break stuff down into smaller videos and segment these long podcasts, I can put everything in a specific category. That way, oh, the person doesn't really care about our anime content, but they love our video game content, or they
Right.
love the true crime, or like
Right.
whichever the segment they like. They don't have to go and hunt through all of the segments. They just have to go through that particular segment.
Right. So I'm thinking. I mean, I don't know how much longer we're gonna be on here, but I was seriously thinking about just going live on TikTok. I really don't care if they put like a 10-minute thing on my account. I don't care.
Go for
'Cause
like
I can honestly, I can make a new TikTok and I can still get all my followers back.
if
No,
you don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck.
I don't. Why? Okay.
This is why we can't have nice things.
You can bite my left butt cheek.
You really want me to?
No.
I thought.
Guys, this is this isn't a family friendly. It isn't necessarily family friendly, and it's gonna be rated for adults. This
It's
is
not going to be
2024.
rated E for
Children are
everyone.
gonna have children are gonna have access to this shit.
It's not rated E for everyone.
This isn't OnlyFans, Travis. Calm down.
It's not rated E for everyone.
Well,
It's rated R.
If they can't handle it, then they can go, somewhere else.
It's not for them. Oh my! See, no. See, we talked about catchphrases and slogans the other day, and like things that are gonna that's gonna be one of them. If they don't like it, it's not that they don't like it; it's just not for them. It's not that we're bad; we're just not for you guys. If you don't like seeing my best friend bite his girl's ass in the middle of the podcast, that's not this.
This isn't my ass, but you can bite my arm. Don't bite me hard. I mean it. If you bite me hard, I'm gonna knock the out. I promise you. Don't lick me either, you nasty. Why do
that just sent me to flashbacks of high school?
God, why does he want to lick my arm?
What?
That sent me to flashbacks of high school. You remember how people would be like, "Oh yeah, bite us," and then they would be like, "No, don't wait." After once, they would be like, "No," like they'll do it again, and then like, "Wait, no, don't bite me hard this time, asshole."
Ew, you nasty shit. God.
Hey. At least he didn't pull a Vince McMahon. And
I'm not sure I remember what you're talking about.
I guess he shat on a stripper.
No.
He didn't shit on a stripper. He shit in his mistress's head in the middle of a threesome while the other guy was pounding away. Then he went and showered while the other dude kept pounding away. Allegedly, mind you. Because here's the thing about this. I don't have enough information. And people can sit here and get mad at me for saying that I'm not going to just blindly take, I know he's a deviant, but that's the thing. Everybody knows he's a deviant. Anybody within his hemisphere can sit here and say, hey, McMahon did this, McMahon did that, he said this, he said that. Well, what did you say to incite that? What did you say in response to that? Were you a willing participant? And now just happy because you're no longer the mistress.
Didn't they just do it? Did you get that from the new thing on Netflix?
No. I've been following this since it happened.
Yeah.
And I was very excited about the thing on Netflix because people were saying that, because one guy was saying that originally it was one of the wrestling historians said originally it was supposed to be 3 episodes. Then the Cell happened, so they added an episode for that. And then the allegations happened, and there was another episode for that. And, honestly, I watched that whole documentary, that whole 6-hour docuseries within, it hadn't been out 12 hours, and I had finished it. And,
stop it! VJ, VJ, get your homeboy.
Hey, white boy. Hey, over here.
White boy.
Over here.
If you don't stop trying to put saliva on my face,
hand is dry.
I don't know that. Get him. Stop it. BJ, get him. He's your...
White people, behave. Act like you have some damn sense. People are going to see us.
Okay, I'm going to ask you this one time and one time only. Hold on. Look me in my eyes, okay? Dead into my soul. Right? Does it look like I care? Oh, you nasty...
Yes, it does. See,
I meant about what people think.
Now you just got... No. It's not about what people think. It's about what you know. And now you know hundreds, thousands, maybe even one day millions of people are going to see you having your face licked in the middle of a serious moment.
And guess
trying
what?
to tell me you didn't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck about what people say. Now, I do give a fuck that he tries to lick my face. Stop it.
I didn't even do anything.
Care. Stop it.
I will do what I want, when I want, how I want.
You tell her, Travis. She's gonna beat your ass once the camera's not rolling, but you tell her.
What happens off camera, nobody knows. I almost banned myself on TikTok just now
Oh, damn.
Bad girl.
because of my vape.
I forgot completely about that.
There's nobody on right now. I mean, there's people joining in, but nobody's like. Well, it's not showing me if anybody's staying right now. But I haven't been live that long.
Nah, but like entertainment as a like we've established, we have the whole like we had documentaries about crime. We didn't have true crime as a full on genre back while we were growing up so much. Like
no, our
it was fledgling.
Well, not that, but our investigation, as we would say, was the library.
Yeah,
We didn't
like
have.
now,
Well, I mean, we had Netflix, but that was back when we were still getting DVDs mailed to your house.
yeah, and it was a completely different beast.
Oh yeah,
Missed opportunity by Blockbuster.
y'all are so lucky that y'all have Netflix. It was bad. Y'all are lucky that y'all have Netflix that's HD and not DVDs. They're lucky.
I don't know. Like, I kind of feel like even back when Netflix was still just DVDs, I would have loved to have that. Like, oh, I want to see this movie I can't find at Blockbuster. Hey, Netflix, what's good? Like, but again, like that actually, Netflix is a topic that I want. Like, Netflix and stream, like entertainment. Like I said, we're entertainment as a whole here at Fanspiracy, and we didn't have streaming growing up really. Like streaming didn't really actually start until after we had all graduated.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been a game changer if we had streaming back then.
Hell no.
You what?
He said it would have been a game changer if we had streaming back then.
Yeah, then we would be the useless fucking generation.
I hope nobody takes offense to this, but our generation is the last generation that had any common sense.
No, the first half of our generation.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, like the millennials, like the younger millennials don't get, like they don't get that.
And you know the sad thing is this is our future. Like these are the people that are going to be running our country one day.
No. I'm not too worried about that because a lot of them do stupid shit, and I'm counting on I'm counting on Darwinism there.
No. Okay.
Darwinism.
Okay. No. Since
survival of the fittest.
It's right. It's what is it called? Hunger Games. No.
Like
okay. Speaking of this, no. Okay. Let me get your input on this. So I don't know if you've ever watched or listened to the podcast. You should know. It's It's Cam and I can't think of the other guy's name, but shut up. He this other guy. He basically they were doing a podcast, and they're basically they do the podcast like we are. Like we bullshit around, we talk, we have fun, we talk about different topics. And they were talking, and he was saying something about how you become a president, like how you become the president. And he was like, he goes, you just put in an application, right? He's like, so you mean to tell me that you just go to the workforce and you put in an application to be a president? He was like, what do you think the qualifications for a president should be? He was like, you have to be older. He was like, I mean, you don't really have to know anything to. And he was like, you're running the country. You're not fixing a toilet. He was like, are you like this is the generation.
No. Actually, here's the thing. Ideally, if you take everything that Trump is, aside from the criminal shit and stupid,
right?
Like if you replace Trump with Mark Cuban, hypothetically, I would like that kind of person to run the government. Like, I don't think. Here's the problem with my problem with politicians as a whole now. It was never meant to be a fucking career.
I was like, they're all idiots.
No. They're all idiots, but it was never meant to be a career.
And people
Like
wonder why I'm my own party.
it became a career, and after that point, people stopped caring about getting shit done. They care about getting reelected and staying in office,
Exactly.
especially in Congress.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yep.
as a whole, my problem with that's not even that's as a whole too many of the average Americans don't really know how the fuck the government works.
Too many chiefs and not enough Indians. Or no, I'm sorry.
No, 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 no. It's
Too
not
many
even that.
Indians and not enough chiefs.
Like
Sorry.
not even too. It's too many fucking idiots. Like okay,
Like I
a
said,
lot of
too many Indians and not enough chiefs.
too many people right now. They get caught up in the hmm, what's the word I'm looking for? The theater of politics.
The
See,
what?
a lot of politics is theater. That's an irrefutable fact. Like, for instance, Trump and JD Vance, they're eating animals. JD Vance openly admitted he made that the fuck up. He never got any reports on that. He just said that out of his crazy ass mouth. And everybody no one's holding him accountable for that. No one's saying anything about it.
Right.
They're just like, oh well, they're inciting the pageantry of the theater of Democrats are doing this, Republicans are doing that,
Right.
rather than we're supposed to be doing this, and whenever something actually is done, it's never really highlighted as much as it should. The mudslinging's what gets highlighted all the time,
Right.
but no one and it's clear that fucking Donald Trump doesn't know how the fucking government works because this motherfucker spent the entire fucking debate against Kamala. Well, why don't you go sign this bill? Why don't you, Nika? She's
Okay.
the vice president.
Okay. But here's what
Yeah, well, I'll agree. That wasn't very good. I mean, neither one of them did great,
okay, but
but I mean, they spent too much time
bashing
talking,
each other.
yeah, bashing each other instead of answering the questions.
Okay, but here's my thing. Did y'all catch did y'all catch what Kamala Harris said during that debate?
About his crowd sizes and leaving?
No. About how she made the comment, "Oh, as of right now, we have no soldiers overseas at war." I'm sorry. I have a couple of friends who are still overseas at war. Who are you talking about?
Technically, no, no, no. All of them are in combat zones. Technically, the last war we had was in Afghanistan, and we pulled out of that.
I mean, I get that, but we still
No, no,
have.
no.
You're saying that we have no soldiers deployed,
No,
but
no,
we
no.
do.
She's saying that we're not fighting an actual war. Generally, where we're at, we're in peacekeeping or as advisors. Um, a lot again, this goes into wording to politicians is a bit, especially when it comes to the government and when it comes to war.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the times when we
Everybody, we're
hear
doing a
something,
podcast.
we
Feel free
just
to
think
join
of it
in.
from our point of view and how we perceive that word. But from what they're saying is there's war. There's a difference between a war and battles being fought. There's a difference between a full-on war and having an operation ongoing somewhere.
I mean, yes, I do get that, but she could have. If she's trying
Like,
to run for president, she should have worded that completely different because, in my opinion, sitting here saying that we have no soldiers that are deployed and overseas right now is bullshit. Because we
Trump tried
do
to
have.
say no one died. No one died in wars while he was there in office, though.
I mean,
Like,
that's what Kamala was saying.
there's a bit, there's a difference of misslipping of words and just being batshit crazy, though.
I don't know.
Like, I can forgive a misslip of words and terminology over not knowing what the words and terminology mean.
Right.
I
I don't
can
know. I
sit
don't know
here
enough about politics to argue about it or even debate
no,
about
no.
it.
My big thing, the biggest thing anybody really needs to know is Donald Trump does not believe. he doesn't take accountability for anything. He still to this day thinks he won the election 4 years ago. Can't just say, you know what, I ran poorly. I lost the faith of the American people. I'm hoping to earn it back and get the job done correctly.
Right.
Like anything that goes wrong in his life, they're out to get him. It's not his fault. It's somebody else's fault. That's the type of person I'm looking at running for president on one side, and then there's one that has openly said, you know what, I did support these certain policies in the past, and I've evolved since then. I've educated myself, and that's not how I feel now.
Right.
There's a difference of attacking everybody and everything that's American, and saying, you know what, as Americans, we're different, but we can come together and keep making this country. We can make this country what it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's two different clear messages from both sides, and I do not look forward to, like, people like me or the people that are Trump's gonna if he gets into power, like people that aren't gonna walk that, oh well, mess a Trump line. I will talk shit about that motherfucker till my dying breath, even if he is reelected and it's in front of a firing squad.
Right.
I will be like, fuck Trump, and then my body will hit the ground.
Blink.
And then I'll like, since I'll know the firing squad's coming, I'll have someone tattoo "fuck Trump" on my chest. No. I'm gonna have it done in like washable marker. That way, someone can do me the solid and get that trash ass name off. Get that trash ass name off of me. Like, fuck Trump. Okay.
Just get a Sharpie. And
time for the funeral. Let's wash that shit off right quick.
Yeah, just get some alcohol and rub it off real quick.
But yeah, actually, that's also something that now that we're on this topic, since we've fumbled into politics.
Yeah, we just kind of swerved into there.
No, like that's kind of like, honestly, we're probably gonna do this 2 or 3 more times and get like 3 hours of this. I'm gonna upload it all as one, but I'm also gonna edit it down into smaller blocks for
Right.
I need to stop calling. I use fuck way too much, but I'm gonna cut it down for smaller audiences, for the people that don't have, like, right now we're at like 40 minutes or 42 minutes. So for this, and honestly, I've really enjoyed how this has flowed. Like,
it's just us being ourselves, talking about shit we like.
It's funny you didn't feel that.
I did. I just didn't say nothing. You nasty.
Playing grab ass over there, Travis, while we supposed to be working.
I didn't touch her.
No, he gassed me.
No, I didn't.
Lies? I heard the rumble of the bed. And I felt it.
No.
I felt it in my soul.
In her soul.
In my soul.
Better go check your britches then.
It wasn't me, trust me. It wasn't me. Remember, I ain't got my gallbladder, so you would know.
Well,
you would know.
Me. I licked your hand. That's what I was talking about.
I felt and heard you fart.
No, you didn't.
Well, I heard something against
Not
the
me.
bed.
The only other person here is you. Or the dog or
Why
cat.
are you licking me?
I don't give a fuck what anybody says. This is going to be the greatest debut of the fucking podcast ever.
That's not fair. You can see me in the camera.
That's why I was looking at you while I was doing it. You weren't paying attention.
Hold on.
I'm just going to assume abuse is going on. Oh, and I saw the drawback after. Oh,
My own saliva. Help! I'm getting beat with my own saliva. That sounded weird.
So he beat you with you.
Come here, girl. Beat you with you.
Motherfucking juggernaut. Ah, good times. Actually, I think we're gonna have to go like at some point in time we're gonna have to explain like the weird period of time after high school that we had. Like, well, high school, like actually, like the last few years of high school and like following high school were just like honestly shit. I feel would be straight out of a movie in a lot of cases.
Yeah, like the time that I wore a red shirt the day we decided to skip.
Yeah, that wasn't a bright idea.
That's just making you a moving target. God.
No. The problem was we had a nice little spot that was hidden behind like foliage and shit. And then this motherfucker had like it was just there like the Kool-Aid man standing out like a beacon.
He just pops through the wall. Oh yeah. I can see you doing that shit.
Like no. But here's how like they called everybody out and like my ass just sat there like like I was trying to be like I'm black enough. I'm black enough. They won't see me.
I
Come
can
on
just
out, man. We know you're in there. I'm like,
That's like when I was in school.
No, hold
I,
on. Sorry. And they were like, "Oh, well, why were you there?" That's Oh, well, I fell asleep like that.
yeah. I forgot we gave them that bullshit story.
that's like when I was in high school. Our I the track was literally like it was a track and then a fence, the main road, and then there was a Jack in the Box right there. I don't know what made them think that a 4 foot fence would do anything to keep kids in because we had some kids that were like 6'4" and they were in ninth grade. They could just, grab their leg and, step over that bitch. And everybody was wondering, they were like, how are you getting Jack in the Box? And you're coming to second period. I'm like, they're hopping the fence, you idiots. And they were like, no, there's no way. I'm like, just watch. Y'all have got cameras out there. Do they not work? They were like,
It's not
actually.
the Pentagon fence.
And I'm like, and I told one of the teachers, I was like, it's a 4 foot fence. What? And we live in Houston. What
Yeah, I
did
was
you?
gonna say like,
I'm like, one, it's a 4 foot fence. Two, we live in Houston. Three, we're near the ghetto, and there's a Jack in the Box. What did you think was going to happen? You put a Jack in the Box and a Shipley's right across the street from each other. Our asses are walking to Shipley's in the morning for breakfast, and then we're hopping the fence to go get Jack in the Box and smoke a cigarette coming back. Just saying. What are you doing?
should I tell the colonial tales?
Which ones?
That's fucked up. He's like,
No. He's wise to ask which ones because technically I'm the only one without a bad colonial story.
you
I
have
was never victim.
You tell me?
Colonial. You talking about the store where we went and got burgers?
Well, I'll I'll go into Twin's story where he got
Yeah.
the burger with the extra mayo.
I wasn't
Little-
there for that, but I heard about it.
Hey guys, welcome in. Enjoy
Like-
our
If it wasn't you, who the fuck was it? Like you, it was you, me, and Twin that went to the Colonial. Like,
Hold on. Hold on. No, I thought it was a previous incident that. Well, yeah, I guess it was that time. Yeah, because we were there, and then he was complaining. Yeah, because he was having issues with the cook, and it was some older fat guy that
yeah,
looked like
yeah.
he might do some shit to food.
lick your onion rings and spit on your burger. Just fucking Eminem. Dude,
No, I'm pretty sure he fucked Twin's burger.
Yeah, he bit into the burger, and it was just like more than.
He said extra salty. Then when he opened, like he spit the bite out, opened it, there was the burger was torn in parts, and he found a pubic hair.
I'm okay.
Now, here's the kicker though. We couldn't say anything because
What's up,
that's like
Jamie?
this was one of the times we went to go and grab the shit to go. And Twin, we're sitting at the lunch table, and Twin bites into his shit, and like we probably should have noticed something was up because this is one of the few times that they specifically handed each one of us a bag. They usually just sat that shit down.
Oh
And like
God,
I'm
that's
sitting here
true.
eating my burger, and Travis is sitting next to me, and then like Twin's on the other side, and he's just like, "What the fuck?"
Oh my God, that's horrible. Please tell me, for the love of God, he did not finish that burger.
No, he didn't even get past that bite.
Okay, good. I was about to say.
But he was mad because we ate our
Like,
burgers just fine.
Give me a bite of your burger, bitch.
No, he was burnt that day.
Oh
but,
God,
but,
But
poor guy.
but
like
aside,
it would not be till about 3 years later that he would have gone back and finished that burger.
Ugh. I don't know if
The
I'd even go.
Skaz persona had not been born yet.
Everyone say hello to the evil kitten.
look at that face, just no
Pure
fucks given.
evilness. And she sighed.
That's
She
pure
went,
joy right there. Pure
"Oh, that is
joy.
pure
Don't
evil."
slander a cat.
That she, ow, she she caught me in my
She's
eyebrow.
like, let me go.
And actually, no. Like, for me, the first place I watched Half Baked was in algebra with Mr. Coach Sedna. Was
Yeah,
that
that
the
was
same
the
for
first
you?
time I saw the movie.
Okay. So honestly, I think like if anybody's to blame for us being stoners, it's fucking Coach Sedna. If you hear this, I blame you, motherfucker.
Right?
Coach Jose Sedna from Harlingen High School. You motherfucker put me on the weed.
And he stole
Cause,
a deck of magic cards from me and then
cause
lost
like,
it and then bought
cause Because, like, if you remember, it wasn't 2 weeks after that that fucking Twin bought us our first bag of weed, and we got high. Fucking, but Coach Serda, you know who you is.
Oh, oh shit.
Doom, doom, doom.
he would
Uh,
always get mad whenever we would do our work, separate us, and by the end of the class we'd still be right back in a group.
no, I remember one time he came up to us. He was like, "Why do they always end up back around you?" I'm like,
I'm a
"Would you
mad.
rather us continue yelling across the class at each other?"
See, I was about to say when I was in high school and they would separate me and my friends to piss the teacher off even more. We were like, all right, you want to separate us because we're talking? All right. We'd write notes and ball them up and we'd throw them across the room.
Oh no, I just continue like
That's what we would do. And our teachers would get so mad at us. Like we had this one teacher. Oh, like it. I was just like, you're not gonna separate. Like we're gonna keep talking and we're gonna throw shit. We're not gonna yell
but
across the room. And we had one teacher who always tried to separate me and my friend Ashley. And we would be sitting together. He put one on one end of the room at the very back, and he put the other one on the very back, on the other side of the room. I was like, all right, we're not going to yell. We're not going to make him mad that way. We're going to make him even more mad and throw paper balls with notes in it.
I didn't have those problems.
No,
I
this was a
I
teacher.
I I,
No, 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 no,
I
no.
read.
This was a teacher. He was an English teacher. Tell me how this has anything to do with English. A flamboyant stripper danced on the pole. What does that have to do with English? Don't worry, I'll wait. Don't worry, I'll wait. My point exactly. He was teaching that to a ninth grade class. He wrote that shit on a board, and I was like, "You cockeyed motherfucker!" Like, and it was so funny because he had, and I don't mean any disrespect to anybody who has a lazy eye, because my sperm donor has one, but He literally he his eyes, like, one looked straight and the other one like looked that way. And when me and my friend would sit next to each other and he would yell at us, we would fuck with him. We would look at him and we were like, "Who are you yelling at? Like, you're yelling at me, but you're looking at her. Like, look straight, fool. Like, eyes to eyes. Come on." And he is the one that made me break the school record for detention. I was in detention 6 days a week for 9 months straight because of him.
That made you do
I never.
Saturday school?
Hell yeah, that made me do Saturday detention.
Oh, I
See,
hated
Oh, I
that.
had to be there at 8 o'clock in the
uh,
morning and I didn't get out till noon.
I love that I didn't have those problems. United the okay, all the outcasts that you worry about doing damaging things to the school was my crew. So you know what they did? They didn't fuck with us. They let us do what we want for the most part. Like
Well, I mean,
by sophomore year, if I didn't want to be in class, they like security would walk me the fuck off campus and wave off the cops.
yeah.
Like
We were the with my class was also the same class that for one of the we had multiple senior pranks, but one of the pranks, and I'll never forget this till the day I die. They two guys, one of the guys had his uncle or somebody had a farm. He went in his truck and got 3 pigs from his uncle's farm, spray painted on the pigs 1, 2, and 4, and set these motherfuckers free in the school. Everybody for 3 days straight was looking for
was
this
looking
third
for
pig,
through.
and nobody could find the pig. I was like, well, I was like, I thought our senior prank thing that we did to the principal, I thought that was bad. But them setting
Didn't
pigs,
participate in any of like
oh, I
honestly.
did.
I think no. Okay, my senior year, I was maybe actually only on campus 10 days that entire year. I and
Like,
I was only no. Here's the kicker. Throughout the entire year, I was only actually marked absent 10 days that year. It was a very beautiful thing.
What time is it?
11:11.
But yeah, actually, it is getting late. We're gonna we'll do part two sometime tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Alrighty, catch you later, T Noble.
All right, catch you later, bro.
Bye.
Peace. Bye, Brittany.
Sorry, I had to feed the cat.
It's okay. See
Bye.
ya.